Hello, everyone. Mark Fontanella from the Benefits Department in Hanson Ryan, and I'm here with Michael Murphy.
Hey everybody, Mike from Hanson. We represent the commercial end.
Yep. And we were just going to run through a quick video basically talking about some recent FAQs, frequently asked questions that some of our clients have been asking. So we put together a brief scenario where we're fielding our expertise in a sense, some things that we've gone through and seen, and really just give you a feel for the type of insurance that we're recommending. So we're going to just jump right into it. And Mike, one of the questions here was, or the scenario, the name of the company is called Two Brothers Contracting. There's
Okay.
2 working owners, 2 crews, 6 full-timers, 2 part-timers, so 10
Okay.
total employees.
Right.
So the question was, what type of insurance would be good for my business?
So in a commercial construction account like this, there's really going to be 3 main parts we want to start with. And that's going to be your general liability, your workers' compensation, and then your commercial auto. Those are really the 3 heavy hitters that everyone's going to need to have in a construction company like this. They have employees, they're going to need workers' comp. They have the general liability risk, they're going to need that. And if they have any commercial auto, we're going to recommend that as well. But we could also break it down a little bit more and go into more specified policies. And every construction company, every company itself is going to be different. But in this case, we're going with that, construction company. So we may want to include some equipment floaters, some inland marine policies, covering some of those tools, some of that expensive equipment they may have. Anything happens to that, we want to make sure that we have it covered. We also may want to look at some hired and unowned auto, which is something we recommend to pretty much all our businesses, which is, if you have some employees driving to work, you have them going to Home Depot or to a hardware store to pick up something, they get into an accident. The cop asks, hey, where were you going? I was going to XYZ hardware store on behalf of Two Brothers Contracting. Well, now guess what? You're in the police report and now they can come after you.
Right.
So you have some exposure there as well. So those are kind of the main ones we would recommend for this, but every company is going to be different. But definitely your general liability, workers' comp, and commercial auto are 3, must-haves.
Right. No, I think that's pretty good because it puts a bow on just the clientele that we have currently. It kind of fits the mold, if I'm not wrong,
Right.
that some of these clients have that same setup. Smaller contracting businesses,
Right.
maybe they're running 1, 2 crews, but this would set them up on the track to be fully covered for all of their insurance needs. Am I right?
Correct. And whether it's a small mom and pop business up into your big, where you have 30, 40 crews going out, those 3 are still the main that are going to need to be there. Obviously, we're going to have to increase limits. We have to change some things, add some more coverage in. But for the most part, it's going to remain the same. That coverage is going to pretty much be across the board for any of those contractors.
Nice. Very good. Okay. And again, we could always go into that after. We always can, if you need more information from us, this is what it's really for, in order to give you guys a high level overview and reach out to us when you guys have more questions. So the next question that they asked about the contracting business was what type of health insurance. So basically my recommendation would be small group insurance. So out of the 10 employees, in order to get a small group health plan rolling, is a 75% participation for all employees. So out of those 10, we'd need at least 8 of them in order to take the insurance.
Right.
Or a waiver of coverage from those where maybe their spouse has credible coverage elsewhere. Maybe she's a teacher or he's a teacher or whatever it may be, but showing some proof of coverage elsewhere. And then also, there's some valid waivers through Medicare, Medicaid, NJ Family Care, anything like that. What we do mainly is we sit with the 2 owners. We ask them what the idea is, what they'd like to do. For a small group plan, we can add up to 4 sets or 4 plans for all the employees. Let's say there's a couple guys that are out of state. We have a plan that's set for those out of state guys. If everybody's in state, if they're healthier, if they're younger, we can set those plans to that type of employee and make sure that it fits their needs accordingly. So the next question was, is it mandatory? It's not mandatory for you to offer a small group plan. But in New Jersey, that's one of the 3 locations, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C., all require health insurance with anyone making $40,000 annually or more.
Right.
If not, you actually have to pay a tax penalty. And a lot of people said, oh, the current administration actually lifted that ban. They lifted it federally,
Correct.
not state.
You're statewide,
Three
right? Right. You
states,
still have a state, right?
right. The 3 states that kept it in play, New Jersey falls into there. So keep that in mind. But there's a lot of benefits that go into it. So I'd love to talk about those. A little caveat, a little sneak peek. It's 100% tax write-off for a small group health plan at the end of the year. So if you have a good accountant, he can help you, or he or she can help you plan that out. So definitely something to talk about. Disability we can help with as well. I know a lot of people know it helps pay for a portion of your income in the event that you can't work for an extended period of time.
Right.
If we come into play, we can help with that end. And then the next question was life insurance. What do you think? And there was one that I recommended was a buy-sell agreement. So it's a legally binding contract that stipulates how a partner share of the business may be reassigned if the partner dies or leaves the business. So in layman's terms, it's a buyout agreement. So we can help. We can help with that as well. So there's a lot of options. And the tagline that Hanson Ryan has had for so many years now, that was created by Terry Ryan, was "We work hard to earn your trust. No matter what we do, we're looking to earn your trust, and we will work hard until we do find it." You can go to any agency really, but Hanson Ryan, if Mike or I don't know the answer, there's 40 other people here that we can ask that would help us.
Right. Across the board too, and that's kind of where our service comes into play. Is we have such great servicers and such a great team that across the board, you don't stay in business since 1876 without having that. And so our team across the board is just phenomenal. And that's where I think we retain our business, and that's where when someone comes to us, they end up staying with us, because that's why is the service end of it.
And if anybody's reaching for their calculator to do the math of how long we've been in business, it's 144 years. so we're a blip on the screen, but we're here to help. And again, we're new, but we're also ready to help any way we can. So, and again, Mike, if you wanted to add anything about their current policy.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the other biggest questions we've been getting lately is, how do we do this? How does the quoting process work? Super simple. If you already have coverage in place and that renewal policy is coming up, just get us a copy of it. Just send us, through email. If you get it through email, if you get it in the mail, just take a copy of it, send it to us. That's really all we need to get you a quote to do what we need to do. Maybe a couple questions here and there, but for the most part, that renewal policy is all we need. And if you're a new venture, a new business, just as simple too, going through that, the federal ID number, how many employees, payroll estimates, stuff like that. It's a quick conversation to have. It's super, super easy. And I know people always think that it's, going for quotes or going for something, it's going to be, incredibly intensive and these hours of work. It's really not, it's very simple, and for the most part, if you're coming up for renewal, it's just something we like to take a look at. And it's a win-win for the client, because either you're going to be in a better situation, or we're going to tell you, hey, you're in a good situation right now. And I think that's the other thing about Hanson Ryan is we're honest with you. I have no problem telling somebody, listen, you're not in a bad spot right now. We'd love to win the business over, or we could BOR it, which, I know, you guys do that as well as the BOR. Broker record, just transferring,
very simple. One-page document. You basically sign it over from where you're coming from to us.
Right.
And even if you're directly with the carrier, we can broker it over to our brokerage and make sure we're monitoring any increases. Maybe there's a lapse in coverage of some sort where, maybe you didn't know you needed that much insurance, but we're here to help anyway. And I think that just hammers home the point of who we are. So we're excited. Sure. We're ready to help. And if you have any other questions, you can reach Mike or I. The main number here is 973-256-6000. Give us a call, reach out to us, let us know how we can help.
Thanks
so much.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everyone. All right, guys, take care.
Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.